What is up, guys? Dance King 1711, the best damn thing in gaming around, coming at you live. Well, not, you know what I mean. Anyway, a lot of you guys have been asking me on Discord when I'm going to post up my Mastermind list, especially since now that Mastermind is like a top tier contender in the format. Well, I've got a treat for you guys this week then, because not only are you getting a Mastermind list today, I'll be posting another video later this week with a spicier version that I've been working on. So, today's going to be the normal version. Later this week, like probably Thursday probably, it'll be the spicy version. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are at the tabletop view. And let's get straight into it with the eggs. Obviously, we are running 4 copies of Nairamon. Oh, they kind of stuck together, but there are 4 of them here. Nairamon just says, when attacking, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, draw 1 card and then trash 1. Helps filter up your discard while getting more draws from your deck. And it's just an overall really good Digitama to use for the deck. The 5th egg that we are running is 1 copy of Demi-Meramon. Now this one you all should know and love. Demi-Meramon says on deletion, draw 1, trash 1. Again, we are getting more draws from our deck. We are filtering our hand. We are setting up our trash with the cards that we want when we go into our Mastemon plays. So really good synergy on our eggs all around. Moving on to the rookies. I'm going to go through this kind of fast because a lot of people have already covered Mastemon, the normal version. So a lot of people know what to expect already. Except for maybe a few tech choices. We're going to start with the purple side of the rookies, which being 2 copies of Tapirmon. You know, if you guys know me right now, I don't build a purple deck with at least some number of Tapirmon in the deck, especially if it's paired with the Demi-Mera. That draw 2, discard 1 between the 2 of them is just so good. It's too good to be looked over. It's just more draws. You need to see your pieces for this deck to work. Next up, we have 2 copies of Gazamon. Gazamon. This card is really good against decks like yellow hybrids. Anything that might be running Blinding Ray. Anything that might be running Hammer Spark. Anything that's running Jack Raid. Anything that gains memory during their turn other than via Tamers. You're gonna want to have some sort of a Never Spark guy in the deck. Shout out to the Never Spark boys. The last purple rookie we are running is 2 copies of Psychmon. This shuts down. Well, it doesn't shut down, but it hinders a lot of the Imperials plays. It hinders about a bunch of red-yellow plays, blue-yellow. Anything that wants to have that reduced cost level 4 to go into the level 3s without ending the turn. Or the DNA's level 5 without ending the turn. This makes it so that they can't have that reduced cost because they're normally a 4 cost. So it actually really helps. Going on to the yellow side of things. Now we don't have a lot of rookies in the deck because most of the time we're hardcasting our 4s and going off of that. But we do have 2 copies of Salamon. This can evolve off of both yellow and purple. And we do have purple eggs. All of our yellow rookies can have the same feature as they can digivolve off of both yellow and purple. So you could technically take this with the yellow eggs and go from there, but you wouldn't have as many options, in my mind. So why do we run the Salamon? Well, because it has the same inherited effect as our Gatomon. That Gatomon's effect is super strong. We can keep 1 stack safe in our raising area. Specifically with this as the rookie. And then when we're ready to go into our play, we can raise it out and then hardcast a level 5 match of the opposite color that we already have on board. And then go into the Mastemon from there. Having this as a backup is really good because a lot of players know to get rid of the Gatomon as soon as possible. But the last thing rookie we're running is 2 copies of Candlemon. If you didn't want to run this, you could run more copies of the Mastemon, you could run more Tapir, you could run more Gazi, pretty much any of these. You don't want to run these, but I personally like these guys because of the fact that they gain you back in memory when you play a purple Digimon. Whether it be via effects, whether it be hardcasting. Like, say you already have a yellow level 5, you hardcast a purple level 5 in, say, Lucamon or Lady Devi. This will gain you one memory back, as long as it's in one of your inheritable stacks. It doesn't come up often, but it does come up enough to warrant actually having it in the deck. Moving on right along to level 4s. We're only running 8. And the biggest piece of the level 4 package that we're running is 4 copies of the starter deck Gatomon, which is purple and yellow. On play, you'll reveal the top 3 cards and grab 1 purple and 1 yellow Digimon from among them. That alone is awesome because you're getting a level 4 for 5. You're getting searching for 1, maybe 2 pieces. And then after that, during your turn, when this Digimon will Digivolve into a Digimon with, let me just read it specifically, Archangel or Fallen Angel in its traits, which is pretty much all our level 5s that can Digivolve off of level 4s, it reduces it by 2, making it most of the time a 1-cost Digivolution, which makes up for the fact that it is a 3-cost Digivolution off of level 3. So you can hardcast this. If it survives that turn, the very next turn you can go 1 cost into a level 5 and then hardcast the other card that you need for the Masty, and then go into Masty at the end of the turn using Gatomon's Inheritable. Card is like a linchpin of the deck, and if your opponent gets rid of it fast enough, your game plan kind of gets shut down. On top of the 4 Gatomons, we're running 2 copies of Black Gatomon. This is pretty much your Bushi Agumon on steroids, because it is a 5-cost just like Bushi. It has Rush just like Bushi, but on top of that, it's a level 4, so it's a little bit harder to get rid of, and it gives Retaliation as an inheritable. So, and it's also both purple and yellow, and can Digivolve for both of those colors as well. That is actually really important, because of the fact that we have dual-colored rookies, and we have 2 different colored rookies, and we have 2 different colored ultimates. So if we wanted to, we could just keep this, go into this in our raising, and yes, it costs 3 to Digivolve, but we could keep it safe, and then Digivolve something over it, and that will give it Retaliation. So, card is actually really important, and the Rush does come up every once in a while. The last rookie we're running is 2 copies of Wizardmon. Now, he is just a vanilla, I get that, but at the same time, he has the normal stat lines, even though he is a dual-colored vanilla. So he only Digivolves for 2. He only costs 5 to play. He has that 6k base power. And he is both purple and yellow, so we can search him off of Gatomon and grab another piece as well. We can Digivolve into him in our raising. Keep a normal stack in raising. Like, the card is actually better than people give it credit. Moving on to the meat and potatoes, the level 5 package that we're running. I'm going to go over the yellows first, and then I'll go over the purples. Starting off with 3 copies of Angewomon from the starter deck. What this card does is that on play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets security -2. That alone is actually pretty good for a 6-cost Digimon. But on top of that, as an inheritable, it gives, if you have a purple Digimon in play, it gains security attack +1. That alone, that is an amazing package all in itself, and it can Digivolve off of both yellow and purple. Well, this is important because it can Digivolve for 1 off our Gatomon. And still give the whatever on top of it the security attack +1. The last 2 yellow ultimates we're running is 2 copies of Magna Angemon. This would be 3 if I had a third, but at 2 I find it still does enough. Because, like, it's still 6k DP. It's still something that we want to hard play. And it gives recovery +1 on hard play, as well as giving us plus 1000 DP as an inheritable for every 3 security that we have. This deck's goal is to keep as much security as possible. So that inheritable does come up as like one of the linchpins of the deck. Moving on to the purple level 5s, we're running 2 copies of Mastemon Chaos Mode. Now, while Mastemon Chaos Mode cannot digivolve off a purple level 4, it doesn't need to, because most of the time we're actually discarding it to our trash with our discard effects and getting it and playing it via Mastemon's effect to then pop either a Tamer or a level 6 Digimon, and then using Mastemon's effect to pop something that's level 5 or less. So we're board clearing while also being... So we're clearing the board, we're clearing the Tamers, and we're getting a level 5 12k Digimon out for free. And you could technically also hardcast this, and it does get cheaper for every 10 cards in your trash. So if you're at 10 cards, it costs only 11. If you're at 20, it costs 8. So, really good card. Would recommend running it. Next up, we have 3 copies of the BT8 Lady Devi. This card is literally a Graceful Charity on legs. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, Graceful Charity is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that says when this card is playing, you draw 3 and discard 2 cards. Well, Lady Devi, you digivolve into it, you draw for Digivolution, that's 1, and then you draw 2, discard 2. So, draw for Digivolution, draw 2, that's 3 cards you're drawing, and then you're discarding 2. Graceful Charity on legs. On top of that, it also says, as an inheritable, once per turn, when you play an option card, and we do have a good number of option cards in this deck, you get to pop a level 3 Digimon on your opponent's side of the board. One of the best cards in the deck, in my mind. But we're also running 2 copies of the new Lady Devi from the starter deck. It can also digivolve off of both purple and yellow, which is, again, really good. 6k DP, which is important for some of the option cards we're running. And when digivolving, you can trash 1 card from your hand. So again, we're trashing cards from our security. We're trashing cards from our hand, which helps with the Mastemon. And then you get to search for your top 3 for either a purple and a yellow, but they have to have Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in their traits. Well, most of our level 5s, except for Mastemon, happen to fit that category. And our level 6s also fit that category. So you're digging for more pieces than you would actually want. So that's the end of our level 5s, and now we'll move on to our level 6s. Obviously, this is a Mastermind deck. We're going to be running Mastermind. In fact, we're running 4 of the ones from the starter. This card is amazing. Yes, it costs 5 to digivolve into normally, but you're never actually going to be doing that. If you are doing that, you're in a tight pinch as it is. And you just need to grab something from your security and put back in, or grab something from your trash to put back into your security. Don't mind the cat. He's meowing behind me. But on top of that, but what it really does is that you can digivolve, or DNA digivolve into it with both a yellow and a purple level 5. And if you do, well, first off, when digivolving, you can grab any card from your trash and add it to your security. That alone is amazing because it helps you recycle cards into your security, or from your trash into your security. But the next part is, if this card was DNA digivolved, you can then look through your security, play any level 5 or less Digimon from among them for free. And it has a secondary effect that if at any time you play a Digimon via an effect, so like say off of Mastermind's effect or off of a security effect, you get to pop something that's equal to that Digimon's level or less. So Mastemon is absurd, and the fact that it has 13k DP is kind of beefy. We are also running 2 more level 6s, being 2 copies of Mastemon Fall Down Mode. 4 to digivolve into, 12k DP. Can technically digivolve for 2 off of any Mastemons, but we're not running any other ones. And it has to be specifically Mastemon, not another copy of herself. No. Down. Sorry about that. But on top of that, when you Digivolve, if you have a yellow Digimon in its sources, you get to recover 1. If you have a purple in your sources, you get to pop any level 4 or less on the opponent's side of the board. That alone is amazingly good, but that's not the end of it. On deletion, with this card, you can play any level 4 purple or yellow Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. So, say you have a Gatomon in your trash, this gets destroyed, you get to play that Gatomon for free. That alone is really good. Because then you're searching more, you're getting back into your pieces. So, really good. Moving right along, we got 3 Tamers, all of which being Comedia from BT8. First off, it is a memory tamer, which means if you start your turn with 2 or less security, or 2 or less memory, my bad, you just go up to 3 automatically. But it has another effect. During your turn, when a card would be added to your security by any means, so via Alphanimon, via Mastemon, via Magna Angemon, you can tap this tamer to gain a memory back. And you can do some shenanigans with this. Like, you could add something with Mastemon, tap the card, get the memory back, and then play something out for free with the Mastermind effect still. So, really good tamer. Definitely recommend it for the deck. And moving right along, now the last part of the deck is, of course, our options. So we're starting things off with 3 copies of Flame Hellscythe, one of the best dual-colored options in these colors. For 6 costs, you get the minus 6k DP on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then you get to play a Digimon that's level 5 or actually, you just play any purple or yellow Digimon with 6k DP or less. Well, not good chunk of our deck, minus the Lady Devies and the Lucamons, are 6k or less. Like, most of our level 5s and lowers, except for those 2 cards, are 6k DP or less. So you're literally recurring any card from your trash that you want. And in security, it does the exact same thing. Minus 6k and play a 6k DP or less. If I had the space for it, I definitely would bump this up to 4. But unfortunately, I don't at the moment. The next card we are running is 3 copies of Chaos Aggregation. Now, Flame Hellscythe is good. Chaos Aggregation is just as good. Yes, it costs a little bit more, but its effect is even more absurd. You get to place 1 Digimon from your opponent's side of the board at either the top or the bottom of their security. And it's placed, not bounce, not destroy. So it gets around destruction effects prevention, it gets around bouncing prevention via Breath of the Gods. It is literally the unquestioned removal. Like, there is no way to stop the removal from this card. But that's not the end of it. After you place one of your opponent's Digimon at either the top or the bottom of security, you then trash their top security card. So you use this thing that's on, like, say, a Zwart defeat. They're not getting the on deletion effect because it's not getting deleted. And you say you put it to the top of the security. They're not getting the deletion effect. And then you're trashing that Zwart defeat. You're getting rid of it without any consequence. Its security effect is kind of similar, except it does not trash the top card. But you still put in one of the Digimon either to the top or bottom of the security. So, card is kind of absurd. And really good. Moving right along, we're going to go over our memory boost next. Being 1 copy of Reinforcing Memory Boost. If I could run this at 2 or more, I probably would. It's draw and recovery whilst giving you memory back later. You're literally looking at the top 2 cards, picking one of them to go to your security and 1 to your hand. And then at the next turn or later, you can send it to the trash to get 3 memory. Even if this gets revealed in security, it's still 3 memory you can use at any point during any of your turns that you want. So, card is really good. It's that one for a reason. Next up, we have 3 copies of Purple Memory Boost. Self-explanatory, really. Most of our deck is purple, or at least partly purple. So for a couple of the rookies and some of the level 5s. So this deck card can search and grab almost our entire deck. Look at top 4, grab a purple Digimon, send the rest to the bottom, and then you can send it to the trash later for 2 extra memory. So kind of self-explanatory. And then the last option we are running is 1 copy of Calling from the Darkness. Now you may remember earlier I mentioned that Find Fall Down mode has an on-deletion effect to play a level 4 purple or lower. Well, with this card, we can trigger that during ourselves. Because what this card does is that we get to destroy one of our own Digimon to grab 2 Digimon from our trash and add them back to our hand. So we could literally play this, pop our own Ophanimon, like say we swung with it and then it survived. So we can play our own Ophanimon, get 2 pieces back from our trash, 2 purple Digimon specifically, and then play the Gato off the Ophanimon effect. And then we can go Gato into a level 5 that we happen to have in our hand, and then hardcast a different level 5 and go into a Mastemon. So card's actually pretty good. But that's the deck, guys. I'll see you guys here in a couple days when I go over the spicy version, and we'll see what differences there are. Until next time, guys. Dance King 1711. And that's the video, guys. Until next time, this has been Dance King 1711 signing off. Before I go, though, a few little things. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. And feel free to subscribe if you really want to. It costs you guys nothing, and lets you guys know when I post new videos, whether it be the deck profile, be it matches that I have planned coming up, hopefully soon. Until next time, guys, like I said, signing off.